So something I've been trying to warn people about, and it's uncanny of things that have been spoken by the Father that's been given of the timing of everything. Well, in 1 Samuel, it's in chapter 8, and it talks about Israel demands a king. And it came to pass when Saul was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now when the name of his firstborn was Joel, don't forget there's 3 chapters in the book of Joel. The name of his second, Abi, they were judges in Beersheba. His sons walked not in his ways, and turned aside after lucre, and took bribes, and perverted judgment, aka today. And all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together, and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us, like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel, and when they said, Give us a king to judge us, Samuel prayed unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people, and all they say to thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. Guys, we have done this over and over and over again. No man can save us. We are doing the same thing as the days of old. There's nothing new under the sun. According to all the words which they have done since the day they brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day wherewith they have forsaken me, they served other gods to do so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit ye protest solemnly unto them, and shew them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people, and asked of him of a king. And he said, There will be the manner of the king shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and will set them to hear his ground, and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war and instruments of chariots. Do you see what it's referring to? That sacrifice is not required. But when you demand something that the Father does not ordain, he allows it. He turns his face away. He will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yard, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he will take the 10th of your seed and your vineyards, and give to his officers and to his servants. He will make your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. He will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in that day because your king which ye have chosen, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. Do you see the warning where he turns his face away and he doesn't hear you? Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also may be like unto all the nations, that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the Lord. And the Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken to their voice, make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, Go ye every man into his city. Well, it's speaking of Saul, that became Paul. Saul was chosen to be king. Do you see how it's repeating? Come on, people. Don't you know history? Everything we're taught is a lie. They're telling us. Don't you see it? Yet again, repeating history over and over, and things are not as they appear. It's time we make up to the love of the truth, because I'm going to tell you, if you're demanding whatever name you want to use, God's going to give it to you. And it's not going to be for good. It's going to be for judgment. Judgment comes for not depending on the Father. He's not going to bless what he does not ordain. When are we going to learn this? The good thing is, there's no Jew nor Greek. God's people are called to be separate. And the Father wants to come to reign, not to rule. He wants goodness, not this mixed bag that we've been living our whole life. Times are changing. The truth is going forth. And no man is going to save us. That's why Father chooses a new people, a new bride to rule and reign. Well, I guess I should say just reign. But there will be a rod of iron for correction. I just pray the Saul of modern day becomes a Paul, and it comes from the heart, not something superficial.